Okay, so we're going to do our first example of a double integral over a polar region. So let's find the double integral over r of the function x, y, dA if our region r is in quadrant 1 and it is bounded by x squared plus y squared equals 4, x equals y, and x equals 0. So as we work on this problem, I'm also going to outline steps that I would use in solving any double integral over a polar region. And so our first step in our solution process will be to sketch the region. That is really important. So let's find a sketch of this region and see why changing to polar coordinates might be really useful. So let's see. Let me change colors for a moment here. Here we go. So let's take a look at what we have. You can see that the first equation, x squared plus y squared equals 4, is a circle of radius 2. Now, since we're only in quadrant 1, I'm just going to draw the part of the circle with radius 2 in quadrant 1. And so this is 2, and that's 2. And another function that's creating a bound for our region is the line y equals x. So there is the line y equals x. And now we have to figure out, well, which part are we dealing with? Are we dealing with the bottom sector or the top sector? And so since this is also bounded by x equals 0, that's the y-axis, which means that we are dealing with this piece. X equals 0 is the y-axis, this line. So we want to, that is the region over which we are integrating our surface. All right, there's our first step. Since our region is circular, it does make sense to use polar coordinates. Now, let's think about our polar coordinates. So if we're going to change to polar coordinates, let's see the bounds of r and the bounds of theta from our region. So we're going to need to think about r and theta. And here we can see that if I start at the origin and I do, r simple here, I'm going to go out from the origin all the way to 2, and that I will go from the origin to 2 every single time as I cover the region with those polar rectangles. So when we hold theta fixed, and we will let r vary from 0 all the way to 2 in a radial direction. Now, how about theta? Well, theta is going to vary from the angle here. I'm drawing in green on my diagram where y equals x. That's theta equals to pi over 4. And so we're going to take theta from pi over 4 all the way to pi over 2. So our theta will go from pi over 4 to pi over 2. Okay, so we have to find our polar region, and we're integrating with respect to r and with respect to theta. R will go from 0 to 2, theta from pi over 4 to pi over 2. The second thing we need to do is we're going to need to change our function to polar coordinates so we can set up our integral. And we can do that. To do a change in coordinates, the identities that help us make any changes between polar and rectangular coordinates are as follows. We know that x will be r cosine theta, and y is r sine theta. These are the most useful in changing from from polar to rectangular. We also know that x squared plus y squared equals r squared, and that tangent theta is y over r. So since we're changing from rectangular to polar, we can let x be r cosine theta and y will be r sine theta. So our function f of xy at the top in our integral is the function x times y. And if we change xy into polar coordinates, well, x is r times cosine theta, y is r times sine theta. We're multiplying everything here So that's going to give us r squared cosine theta sine theta. All right, so we've sketched the region, figured out our bounds for r and theta. We changed our function to polar coordinates. Let's set up our integral, and let's make sure that we don't forget that we're going to have an area element of r dr d theta. So let's set up the integral. And just a little note here, remember that the area element dA will be r times dr times d theta. So setting up our integral, we're going to have, of course, a double integral. Our function in polar coordinates is r squared cosine theta sine theta. This came from step number 2. Our area element is r dr d theta. So there's our dA. Here's dA. Here's f of xy. And from number 1, we found that r goes from 0 to 2. And notice that I'm putting those limits first since I'm integrating with respect to r first. And theta will go from pi over 4 to pi over 2. And so we have our setup. I'm going to rewrite this as integral from pi over 4 to pi over 2. Integral from 0 to 2. I'm going to go ahead and multiply r squared by r to get r cubed cosine theta sine theta dr d theta. And we are ready to evaluate. So of course our fourth step will be evaluate the integral. So let's do that. Let's evaluate our integral, and since we are evaluating with respect to r first, and we have an r cubed, theta is held fixed, so this will be r to the 4th over 4 times cosine theta sine theta, and we will be integrating from 0 to 2, and let's not forget that we will still need to integrate with respect to theta after we do the first integral. And so this will give us integral from pi over 4 to pi over 2. When r is 2, r to the 4th is 16. 16 over 4 is 4. So we have 4 cosine theta sine theta d theta, because when we put in 0, we get 0. We could do a couple of things here. We could realize that we could use an identity here if we want to, and notice that, remember that sine 2 theta is 2 times sine theta cosine theta. We can do that, or we could do, or you could do a u substitution if you would like to, and let either u be sine or cosine. I probably would let u be sine. But one of those two things, I'm going to go ahead and use the identity, because I can replace 4 cosine theta d theta with 2 sine 2 theta, since that is 4 cosine theta sine theta is double what we have here of our identity. So to me that seems easier to integrate, but of course a u sub will be fine, but I don't need a u substitution if I do it this way. So that's going to give me negative 2 cosine of 2 theta divided by 2, and this will be from pi over 4 to pi over 2. So let's simplify that a little bit, and we have a negative cosine 2 theta from pi over 4 to pi over 2. When we put pi over 2 here, we have a negative cosine of pi, because the 2's cancel, and then plus, because I'm going to subtract what I get when I put in pi over 4, we're going to have a cosine of 2 times pi over 4 is pi over 2. And so that gives us negative cosine of pi is negative 1. Cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So the value of this integral is equal to 1. So let's just quickly review our steps so that we can use the same steps in upcoming examples. So our first step is sketch the region and identify your bounds for r and theta. Second step, change your function from rectangular to polar coordinates. Third step, set up your integral and remember that we're using an area element of r dr d theta when we change everything to polar coordinates. And then our final step is to evaluate the integral.